Ever found yourself texting with someone who's not that interested in you? Maybe they're more interested in your Spotify playlist, your party invites, your career contacts, and your free therapy sessions? Well, you're not their partner. You are their plug. Welcome to Dating in 2025, where romance feels like LinkedIn with flirting, situationships that feel like unpaid internships, and soft coasting is the new we need to talk. This one's for anyone who's realized halfway through the relationship that they're not the main character. They are just the Wi-Fi connection. The plug, not the phenomenon. So what's ego economics? Dating in 2025 isn't about chemistry. It's about emotional connection meeting your net worth. It's about your net worth meeting emotional labor. People want your status, your socials, your network, your knowledge, your kindness. But commitment, emotional availability, that's asking too much. Funny example. He told you he's not really emotionally available for a relationship right now, but he really wants your Canva login or that TEDx contact. Dating as transaction, where affection becomes currency. In a world where attention is monetizable and your networks are leverage, dating often turns into a transaction. Love becomes into what access do you have or what access do you provide. Love is offered in exchange for access. Example, he's charming at your events but never plans dates if it doesn't require or entail a guest list. She's with you until the brand deal is signed. Then she vanishes into the influencer ether. Well, this isn't always malicious, it's just capitalism seeping into romance. Relationships often become negotiations of what each person has to offer. At the end of the day, we are in a give and take. So in a world which is so capitalist driven, in a world where we are thinking about what do I get from him or what do I get from her, we have become a bit transactional, even in our romance. Solution. How do you detect it? Well, name the transaction. Ask yourself this question. Would this relationship survive if my job, my status, my work, or any of those things are removed? If not, it's PR, not partnership. The role confusion trap. Are you their partner or their publicist? Many of us, out of love, many of us, out of providing for the other person, out of supporting for the other person, it's just showing support for your partner, we take on different roles. Knowingly, unknowingly, we could be their client, we could be their supporter, which is great. We could then go on to take on more roles. The therapist, the mentor, the scheduler, the planner. Example, you are writing their CV, you are writing their proposals, you are suggesting them to the therapist, you are suggesting them to people that you already know, you are planning their entire day, but they don't even remember their coffee order. This ties into emotional labor theory, often disproportionately shouldered by women or emotionally intelligent individuals. Well, as we know, women are emotionally receptive. Well, men can also be emotionally receptive if they've worked on themselves or if they've put in the work into themselves. Well, but as we know, women take the emotional labor usually in a relationship. So maybe a woman, out of the need to provide for the partner emotionally, be their support system in any way whatsoever, out of love, to make sure that he is doing fine, that he gets everything in place, that he's able to reach his goals. Women keep giving and giving and giving and providing. But at the end of the day, it could feel like an assistant. It could feel like someone who is providing services to a client, but it's unpaid labor. Solution. Start asking, what roles have I silently taken on with or without being asked for it? With or without being reciprocated for it? Situationship syndrome. We're not together, but I'd cry if he dated someone else. Unclear relationship status, intense emotional intimacy with zero commitment. They say, let's just go with the flow, but the flow is stagnant. Ask the question. Solutions could be ask the question, what are we? And if it feels too much, go step by step. Not for commitment, but for clarity. Set a deadline. Set a deadline. If they haven't evolved or changed in a certain period of time, weeks, months, or whatever, then maybe it's time to reflect on it. Use the same energy rule. If that person isn't giving you what you really need, then don't give them so much back as well. Don't give someone relationship benefits if they are giving you single person energy. Social climbing masquerading as love. Sometimes you're not in a relationship. You are their elevator. They're not dating you, they're dating your network. Example, they only post when you are around, let's say, high status people. They name drop your friends, but never really truly bother to know what is your favorite dish or your favorite movie. Theoretical tie-in could be sociologist Pierre Bourdieu's concept of social capital, explaining that people use relationships to climb social ladders. Social capital, as we know in today's time, is incredibly important. It is the new currency. We've spoken about it in one of the previous videos. Social capital is your power, your status, your access to power, your access to contacts, which can take you to better places. So it's normal that in a relationship, when there's this give and take, there's this love for each other. You want him or her to progress. You want to share your contacts with them. And it's absolutely fine to do that. It's absolutely fine to, just get them that job, or to give a nice little recommendation, or introduce them to someone that could have a good cracking of a deal. It's great, but reflect upon it. Is it always one-sided? Are they always asking you for that? Are they making an effort for other things in your life to be there for you emotionally, to ask you what you need, to literally be grateful for the help that you're giving them effortlessly? Solution: don't gatekeep, but do gatecheck. Ask yourself this question: are they with you for who you are, or are they with you for your access? The emotional ROI, the emotional ATM. Are you always giving but never withdrawing? You're a generous person. You're always giving. You're always perfectly available over there, willingly available over there to be someone's dumping ground. It could be emotional, it could be financial, it could be general, because you're there. They want to release everything, their fears, their doubts, their problems onto you. But who's holding your hand when you really need it? Example, they call you after therapy. They cry on your shoulder, but they vanish after they feel better. The truth is, many confuse emotional dependence for intimacy. But love isn't just being there when they're low. It's about who stays when you are low, who stays when you need it back, who stays when you want someone to hold your hand and be the crying shoulder as well. Is it just a one-sided thing, or is it a reciprocal? Solution: start keeping emotional score, not for pettiness, but for clarity. Love should be mutual caretaking, not a one-way catharsis. You are the upgrade, but they're still operating on basic mode. They see you glow, they love to see you glow, but they haven't done the work to match up to your energy. You are in a revolved era, and they are in spiritual buffering. Example: you bring up therapy, inner child work, and intentions. They bring up wives and exes. You could think about the attachment theory of Anne Maslow's hierarchy. You're looking for self-actualization, but they are just stuck in a survival or validation. Many a times out of love, many a times out of wanting and expecting and hoping and waiting that that person will change, that that person will step up, that that person will match your energy. We give the other person time. We show them empathy, which we always rightfully must. But no, are they matching to your level? Are they upgrading themselves? Or are they still in that stagnant pond, which is just going to go stagnant and just stale all the more? Are they trying to get out of that stagnantness? Are they trying to get into an energy which is moving, free, and positive? Or are they stuck in that because they know you're doing the work and it balances it out? They don't really need to put in the work because you're putting in the work. Make sure that it's not a mismatch of energy and the energy levels as well. Stop trying to pull people into their growth. Many a times you don't have to force them to grow. Some people are okay to be at certain levels, and that's okay. If that works for you, then that's fine. But define it for you. Define it the next time when you are feeling like one person is growing and the other isn't. When you are providing him or her that access for the growth, the tools for the growth, or even suggestions for the growth, and they don't want to grow, and you're okay with that, then that's fine. But if you aren't, then no. Relationships should feel like it expands both people and not feels like emotional dragging. Intimacy as performance, the vulnerability trap as fast track to trust. Some people overshare on first dates. They trauma dump, they cry, they show you a side which can be a bit too much for the first dates, not to connect, but to stimulate intimacy. Example: You could think it's deep, but it could be fast-tracked bonding without follow-through. This could be a form of emotional manipulation, which could feel like it's intimacy, but it could be a way to it creates artificial manipulation or artificial closeness to lower your guard. Solution. Real vulnerability is consistent. It's not performative. Time is the only lie detector in modern dating. If they are sharing a lot in the first few months, if they are trauma dumping you, if they are just putting you in the spot. Also remember, trauma dumping on someone is when you feel like that person is doing that, stop them right there. Say that I don't feel comfortable listening to these things just yet. I'm not in the right space of mind to receive this right now. Stop them there and then and reflect upon, is it too soon? Is there a follow through? Is there a follow up on this emotion? Or is it just performative to make yourself feel like there is some kind of a clicking intimacy that's been formed? Hypermodern dating. Why we are all just interviewing each other. We treat dating like hiring. We are literally pitching ourselves. You go on online dates or you go on any dates, we always ask one question back to back, and that's absolutely normal. You need to know what the other person is like. We are kind of, but in the bargain, we are kind of optimizing our brand. We are making sure that this brand is very viable and perfectly tailored to the needs. We're not falling in love. You're doing performance reviews. Tell me your 5-year plan. What are your values? How much do you have in savings? Do you have real estate invested in? All these questions on the first date. The theory could be hypermodernity by Lipovitsky. Our lives are optimized, quantified, and curated. Even love isn't spared. Everything in our hyper-modernized world is so perfectly tailored and curated that we want to make sure that we are in control of all of these things. And many a times, in the bargain of curating everything to the perfection, to the perfectly tailored needs, love also becomes just another checklist on this list of things. Solution. Bring back softness. Date like a human, not a startup pitch. Let it be messy, slow, and weird. It's okay if they don't match up your 5-year plan. It's okay that the finances are not in your sync with what you have. But at least let it get discovered. It's okay if you discover these things a bit into the first few dates, but at least enjoy the process of going on a date. At least enjoy the process of flirting with each other without the need to have all these thought bubbles and questions coming out from everywhere. Enjoy the slow, messy, confused, weird process of it. Burnout and emotional capitalism. We are exhausted. We have a 9 to 5, or we have a business. We have a side hustle. We have our investments. We have to make sure that we are getting ourselves the right vitamins and right minerals. We have to make sure that we are completely hydrated. We have to make sure that we are doing our yoga. We got to make sure that we are mentally and physically fit. And at the same time, we have to make sure that we are dating someone. And when we are dating someone, we have to make sure that he or she is a perfect pitch or a perfect match or a perfect blend to your energy. Hey, that's another to-do list to be added. Example, you want connection, but you dread the effort. And we don't blame ourselves for it. It is exhausting. There's so much on the to-do list. There's so much to make sure that is happening and it's working. This could feel exhausting as one more task on the list. So because we are so exhausted, we settle for half-hearted texts, half-hearted effort, and 3 a.m. voice notes. We are caught in emotional capitalism, selling our personalities, draining our empathy, numbing ourselves with apps. We are emotionally on a full. We don't know how to operate more than this. We are constantly on check with our health. We are constantly on check with, okay, am I meditating enough? Okay, am I doing yoga enough? Is my daily intake of water enough? Are my minerals balanced? Are my vitamins balanced? Am I doing enough protein? Am I having enough protein? Am I doing the enough steps that I need on a daily basis? We have so much that we have just burdened ourselves with that it becomes impossible to actually flirt with someone at the end of the day because you're so tired. You're like, okay, if someone else is even putting the effort, you don't know what to say because you're like, either you chat GPT it, or either if you half-heartedly do it because you're like, oh my god, I mean, I'm going to be all alone, so I need to like make the effort. I need to put the effort, and you put the half-hearted effort, but you really don't want to do it. You are so tired, you just want to watch a Netflix show and just pass out. You just want to have the glass of wine and just pass out. So it's absolutely normal when you're operating from that frame of mind. Please, a solution could be reclaim boredom. Rest. Take your time. Take a pause. Take a step back. Don't date from exhaustion. Don't date out of boredom. Don't date because it feels like another added task. Be with yourself. Recover. Recharge. Doesn't matter that you are single at 30, 40, or whatever age. Doesn't matter. If you are emotionally well, if you are mentally well, if you're physically well, if you're feeling good in your body, if you're feeling good with whatever you're doing in your life, then dating will happen. But don't do it out of a thing that you have to do. Don't do it because society tells you gotta do it. Just staying with cats. Okay, you can stay with cats. You're gonna be out with your bros doing crypto or playing games. You're gonna do that. If you're feeling happy with that at this point, then just go ahead with it. Don't seek clarity from chaos. You will never find it there. You will never find it there. The fear of being used makes us self-sabotage. After being used once, we constantly self-sabotage. Are they doing it just because of something that they want out of me? Even when someone is actually genuine about their intentions, you're going to look at them from that default lens. Are they using me for something that they want in return? It could be you self-sabotage, you push people away, you just create distance when maybe distance is not really needed. Maybe you actually want closeness and intimacy. Maybe they actually mean well. The solution could be practice discernment, not paranoia. Just know your worth. Be so sure of your worth that you're not accepting debt from others. I know it can be exhausting when we've been cheated, when we've been emotionally abused, when we've been manipulated, when we've been used as a ladder, as an elevator pitch, we've been used as a therapist, as a client, or maybe we've just experienced situationship syndrome, or we've experienced different types of emotional capitalism. It's exhausting. I know. We've been there, done that, and we all are experiencing it. Dating today can feel very brutal, maybe especially when people are just soft ghosting, status surfing, or seeking therapy from romance. But here's the truth. You don't need to be the plug for anyone else's dream. Your energy, your love, and your creativity, all of that is sacred. Save them for people who don't just want you, but choose you. Save them for people who don't just need you, but choose you every day. Date mindfully, protect your peace, and remember, you're nobody's unpaid intern in this romance economy.